The solar system had always been quiet. For centuries, Earth had looked up at the stars and wondered what lay beyond. Humans had sent probes, satellites, and even manned missions to neighboring planets, but nothing had truly challenged them. The universe seemed vast, empty, and indifferent. Yet humanity had not been idle. While the stars remained silent, Earth's engineers, scientists, and military strategists had been preparing. Deep beneath the surface, in massive orbital shipyards, the Titan-class warship Aegis had been built. A vessel so large, so powerful, that it could confront any known threat. Its hull gleamed with a metal alloy unknown to any other civilization, and its engines could traverse the solar system faster than any conventional ship. Its weapons could destroy entire fleets, yet its designers had built it with intelligence and restraint. Humanity did not seek war, but it was ready for it. On the outer edge of the Kuiper Belt, a small alien fleet appeared suddenly on Earth's long-range sensors. The ships were sleek, dark, and silent, moving with precision that even human computers struggled to track. They were unlike anything humanity had seen before. Smooth, reflective surfaces, shapes that defied conventional geometry, and energy signatures far beyond human imagination. Captain Ilara Voss, commander of the orbital defense station near Jupiter, stared at the incoming fleet in disbelief. "What are they?" she whispered. Her voice trembled slightly, betraying the mix of fear and awe she felt. "They're scanning us," said Lieutenant Ramos, her second in command. "I've never seen energy signatures like this. They're alive in a way." Ilara swallowed hard. The Human Council had predicted first contact might happen, but no simulation could have prepared her for this moment. The alien fleet was approaching rapidly, yet it emitted no weapon fire. They seemed curious, almost cautious. On Earth, in the halls of the United Global Council, alarms blared. World leaders gathered, many dressed in formal uniforms and ceremonial robes. The council chambers, designed for debate and diplomacy, now trembled with tension. Ambassador Kyron Hale, Earth's senior diplomat, spoke first. "These ships, they are not from any known civilization. This could be our first real contact with an interstellar species." A murmur ran through the chamber. Some council members leaned forward, eager with excitement. Others, older and more cautious, frowned. Humanity had no idea what it was dealing with. "Contact?" One of the elder council members scoffed. "Contact implies safety. We have no reason to believe they are peaceful. Prepare our defenses. Activate Aegis." The name Aegis alone sent a ripple through the council. The Titan-class warship had been humanity's secret, known only to a select few. Now it was their shield. Far above Earth, in the orbital docks, the crew of Aegis was preparing. Captain Lyra Kane, commander of the warship, stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the holographic projection of the approaching fleet. She was calm, her voice steady. "Status report," she said. "All systems operational, Captain," replied her tactical officer, Ensign Juno. "Shields at full capacity. Weapons ready but on standby. They are maintaining formation, no hostile action detected." Lyra nodded. She had trained her entire life for moments like this. Humanity had always dreamed of meeting alien life, but she knew the reality could be far different from the stories. "Maintain course. Do not engage unless fired upon. We are not the aggressors. Show strength but not hostility." The Aegis loomed in space like a metallic fortress. Its hull reflected the distant light of the sun, casting sharp glimmers across the void. The alien fleet slowed as it approached, almost as if sensing the human warship's presence. Inside the alien command ship, a similar tension existed. The Arinthians, the galaxy-wide species that had been monitoring emerging civilizations, had never seen anything like Earth. Their scout drones had reported primitive technology, yet this single vessel radiated power that rivaled many of their own fleets. "The humans are prepared," said a high-ranking Arinthian officer, its form shifting in a fluid, almost translucent manner. "They possess technology far beyond our expectations. Alert the Council. I fear misjudgment could be catastrophic." Back on Earth, the Council struggled to decide their next move. Some members argued for immediate communication, while others demanded readiness to fire upon the aliens at the first sign of aggression. Fear and hope clashed in the room. Ambassador Hale raised his hand. "We must remember one thing. These beings are unknown, yes, but they are not inherently hostile. If we act rashly, we risk starting a war before we even understand them. I suggest a measured approach. Send a signal. Show them we wish to communicate." The council debated for hours, each argument tense, each voice tinged with anxiety. Finally, after long deliberation, they agreed. Humanity would make the first move, but with caution. A transmission was prepared, a simple message in multiple languages, mathematical codes, and universal symbols. Humanity introduced itself, extending a digital hand across the void. The aliens received it, their sensors scanning the transmission. On board the Arinthian scout ships, the message was analyzed and debated. The concept of a civilization capable of constructing a vessel like Aegis, so young and untested, was almost unbelievable. Captain Lyra Kane monitored the response from her bridge. The alien fleet had slowed even further, maintaining a cautious distance. The ship's AI, designed to anticipate threats and opportunities, analyzed the situation. Its recommendation was clear. Humanity was facing an intelligent, cautious, and highly advanced species. One wrong move could lead to disaster. Yet, as the hours passed, no hostile action occurred. The aliens seemed to be observing, trying to understand, just as humanity was trying to understand them. Lyra spoke to her crew. "We've trained for combat, yes, but remember, strength is not just about firepower. It's about restraint. Our mission is peace backed by power. If they attack, we will defend. But for now, watch, learn, and be ready." Below in the council chambers, a young scientist named Dr. Amina Varek made her way to the podium. "Council members, this is historic. Humanity stands at the edge of the galaxy's attention. This is our moment. If we act wisely, we may gain allies, knowledge, and respect. If we act foolishly, we may provoke a war. I urge caution, but also courage." Her words resonated. The council took a deep breath, realizing that the future of humanity could hinge on this encounter. In space, the Aegis glided silently, its weapons hidden but ready, its shields shimmering faintly in the sun's light. The alien fleet hesitated, unsure whether to advance, retreat, or communicate. And then, in a moment that would be remembered for generations, the first contact truly began. A small Arinthian scout approached the warship, slow and deliberate. Its sensors scanned the massive hull, sending data back to its fleet. It moved closer, almost as if curious, and humanity held its breath. Captain Kane spoke quietly, almost to herself. "This is it. The universe is watching, and we are finally part of it." The scout stopped just outside the Aegis's sensor range. It pulsed with strange, soft lights, as if signaling acknowledgement. Humanity's instruments recorded everything. This was no attack. This was observation, and yet the tension was unbearable. One wrong signal, one miscalculation could end in catastrophe. For the first time, humanity realized the truth. They were no longer alone, and the galaxy was far larger and more dangerous than anyone had imagined. Yet for the first time, they also realized something else. They were ready. Humanity had prepared for this moment, and they would face the unknown with courage, intelligence, and strength. Above all, one fact became clear to everyone watching. The Titan-class warship Aegis was not just a weapon. It was a declaration. Humanity was here. Humanity was not weak, and humanity would not bow to fear. And so the first encounter began. The Arinthians, watching the human warship, felt something unexpected: fear. A cautious respect born not of hatred but of recognition. These humans were not primitives. They were strong, disciplined, and intelligent. The Council, the great Arinthian governing body, quaked in anticipation of what these small blue planet dwellers might become. The stage was set. The universe had noticed Earth, and the story of humanity's first encounter with the stars had only just begun. The alien scout hovered silently near the massive Titan-class warship Aegis, scanning its hull, its engines, and the strange human symbols painted across its surface. The ship was enormous, a floating fortress of gleaming metal, with weapons that seemed ready to strike at any moment. But it did not fire. It did not attack. It simply waited, observing. Inside Aegis, Captain Lyra Kane walked slowly along the bridge, her hands clasped behind her back. The crew watched the alien scout on the holoscreens, their expressions a mixture of awe and tension. "Report," Kane said calmly. Tactical Officer Ensign Juno spoke up. "The scout is transmitting a continuous data stream. Its sensors are extremely advanced, but it hasn't tried to breach our shields. I've calculated that even if it tried, our defenses would neutralize it almost instantly." Kane nodded. "Good. Let's show them who we are, but carefully. We don't want to start a war before we even understand them. Meanwhile, in the alien fleet, tension grew. The Arinthian Council had been monitoring the encounter through live feeds. The images of Aegis were unlike anything they had seen. For a species considered primitive, humans had built a vessel capable of rivaling most of their own ships. Impossible, one council member hissed. Its form flickered nervously, the alien equivalent of a shiver. They are too strong. We underestimated them. They are disciplined, another replied. Observe how they do not attack, even though they could destroy us easily. That is far more dangerous than a mindless aggressor. The council debated for hours. Some argued for immediate military action, claiming that humanity could become a future threat if allowed to grow unchecked. Others urged caution, pointing out that humans had demonstrated restraint, strategy, and intelligence, traits that could make them valuable allies. Back on Aegis, Kane made her decision. She activated the ship's external communication array, a system capable of projecting human language directly into alien data formats. This is Captain Lyra Kane, of the Titan-class warship Aegis, representing the people of Earth. Her voice echoed across the void, translated into the alien sensors. We are aware of your presence and extend greetings. We seek peaceful contact. We have no desire for conflict, but we will defend our home if threatened. The message was deliberate, precise, and firm. Kane wanted the aliens to understand one thing. Humanity was strong, disciplined, and not to be underestimated. The alien scout paused. It pulsed with strange lights, a response that the human's AI interpreted as acknowledgement. Then, unexpectedly, the scout moved closer. It circled Aegis, carefully observing every movement. This is unprecedented, Ensign Juno said. They're approaching, but they're not attacking. They're curious. Kane allowed herself a small smile. Curiosity is the first step toward understanding. Maintain shields at maximum, but keep weapons on standby. Let's see what they truly want. The alien fleet had retreated slightly, giving the scout room to move. It rotated, extending long, delicate appendages that seemed to probe the void, scanning every inch of Aegis's hull. Data streamed back to the fleet, and the Arinthian officers grew increasingly uneasy. Foolish council, one officer whispered. They have built a warship of unimaginable power, yet they show restraint. Do you see what this means? What do you suggest? Asked another. We cannot let them grow unchecked. Yet to attack them now, it could destroy us. Yes, the first officer replied. They are not merely strong. They are intelligent. And that intelligence makes them dangerous. On the bridge of Aegis, Kane decided it was time to demonstrate the ship's true capabilities. She pressed a series of commands, and the massive vessel's shields flared brightly, reflecting the distant sunlight. Drones launched from hidden bays, moving in precise, synchronized patterns around the alien scout. They did not fire. They did not strike. They merely encircled the scout, demonstrating control and coordination. The aliens paused. Even they had never seen such precision from a civilization considered primitive. They had expected erratic, chaotic human behavior. Instead, they saw calm, disciplined, and effective action. Captain, Juno said, they're transmitting something. It looks like surprise, perhaps fear. Kane's eyes narrowed. Good. Let them understand that we are not a race to be taken lightly. But remember, no aggression unless necessary. The scout finally withdrew slightly, sending a data burst that contained symbols, patterns, and pulses of energy. The human AI began decoding it, slowly revealing the alien's thoughts. Caution, curiosity, and respect. On Earth, the Council watched the encounter through live feeds. The room was silent, tension thick in the air. Humanity had never faced anything like this. And yet, through the uncertainty, a sense of pride began to grow. Dr. Amina Varric, the young scientist who had advised the Council earlier, spoke quietly.
Do you see?
They are analyzing us. They did not expect this level of sophistication. Humanity is not weak. We are capable of more than we realize. Some Council members nodded, others clenched their fists, unwilling to admit it. But all knew the truth. Earth had changed its place in the galaxy forever. Meanwhile, the alien Council continued to debate. Their shields alone could withstand our heaviest weapons, one officer said. And their drones. Their coordination. Remarkable. If they were hostile, we would already be in danger. They are not hostile, yet, another replied. That makes them unpredictable. That makes them dangerous. We cannot underestimate them. The Council must decide quickly. Do we observe further or do we attempt to force submission? Back on Aegis, Kane was preparing her next step. She had a plan to show the aliens the ship's full capabilities without firing a shot. Using precise energy pulses, she demonstrated the Aegis's defensive systems. Small meteor-like projectiles were sent toward the ship, only to be deflected harmlessly by the shields. The aliens watched, their sensors recording every detail. The Council began to feel genuine fear. They had assumed humans were primitive, but here was undeniable proof that Earth could defend itself against almost any attack. The scout sent a final signal, a complex pattern of light and energy that the human AI interpreted as a form of acknowledgement. The aliens had seen the Titan-class warship, witnessed its capabilities, and recognized its power. Captain Kane turned to her crew. They understand our strength. Now we wait. We show discipline, restraint, and readiness. This is the first real test of humanity in the stars. Let's make sure we pass it. The Alien Council convened an emergency session. The leaders debated, voices rising and falling like waves. Some argued that Earth must be destroyed before it became a threat. Others cautioned that humans had demonstrated intelligence, strategy, and restraint. To attack now could unite humanity against them in ways they could not imagine. The humans have revealed themselves, said a senior council member. They are not mere primitives. They are disciplined, powerful, and capable of thought. They have made their first statement to the galaxy. Do not underestimate them. We must tread carefully. On Earth, the Council understood the message too. Humanity had survived first contact not through aggression, but through demonstration of capability, discipline, and intelligence. The Titan-class warship Aegis had shown the galaxy that Earth was ready to defend itself, and perhaps even thrive in the stars. Captain Kane finally allowed herself to relax, though only slightly. They are cautious now, she said. We have made our point. We are strong, intelligent, and disciplined. The next step is to show them we can also communicate, reason, and cooperate. Humanity does not seek war, but we are prepared for it. The alien scout slowly moved away, transmitting data back to its fleet. The Arinthian officers were uneasy, whispering to one another. They had expected chaos, aggression, and weakness. Instead, they had found calm, power, and intelligence. The Council, which had once considered destroying Earth to prevent a future threat, now quaked in genuine fear and awe. And so, humanity's first encounter with the wider galaxy had reached a turning point. The Titan-class warship Aegis had revealed Earth's power, but also its discipline. The aliens had been forced to reconsider everything they thought they knew about humanity. The stage was set for the next chapter: diplomacy, strategy, and the careful dance of first contact. Humanity had made its first impression, and the galaxy would never forget it. In the darkness of space, a new respect had been earned. And somewhere in the council chambers of the Arinthians, the words echoed like a warning. Humanity is strong. Humanity is clever, and humanity is not to be underestimated. The Titan had spoken. The council had listened. The galaxy, it seemed, had begun to take notice. The vast emptiness of space stretched endlessly, silent and cold, yet charged with tension. The Aegis floated like a sentinel, its massive hull gleaming under distant starlight. For Captain Lyra Kane and her crew, the first encounter with the alien fleet had already been historic. But the universe had one more test in store, an unexpected challenge that would show not only the ship's power, but humanity's discipline. The alien scout that had previously circled the Aegis now moved with deliberate care toward the outer perimeter of the warship's sensor range. It seemed almost hesitant, as if testing boundaries. Kane's tactical officer, Ensign Juno, monitored the movement closely. "Captain," Juno said, "their scout is approaching the defensive perimeter. It hasn't made any aggressive moves, but our systems have flagged it as a potential risk." Kane nodded, her expression calm. "Maintain shields at full capacity. Keep weapons on standby, but do not engage. Let them approach. Observation is the first step toward understanding." From the alien fleet, the Council's eyes were on the display feeds. Arinthian officers whispered urgently, their forms shifting nervously. "They are restrained," one officer muttered. "A primitive species should panic under observation, yet they remain calm, controlled, and fully prepared. This is unexpected." On Aegis, the scout drifted slightly closer, sending out a pulse that entered the ship's outer shield. In human terms, it was like a tap on a giant door. The ship's sensors interpreted the pulse as a non-lethal probe, harmless but intrusive. "Captain," Juno said, "it's testing us. The scout is attempting a small probe scan of our systems." Lyra Kane's eyes narrowed slightly. "They are testing our reaction. Let's show them humanity's balance, strength with restraint." With a few calm gestures, she instructed the ship's AI to engage the defensive systems, but not with lethal force. Instead, the Aegis emitted a precise energy pulse that gently intercepted the alien probe, disarming it without causing damage. On board the Scout, the Arinthian sensors recorded the maneuver. The data analysis was instantaneous. The humans had the ability to destroy or neutralize anything approaching their ship, yet they chose restraint, demonstrating control over raw power. In the alien council chambers, shock rippled through the room. "They could have destroyed the probe," one officer whispered. "They didn't. They exercised judgment, intelligence, discipline. This is dangerous." Meanwhile, the Aegis's crew held their positions. There was no celebration, no arrogance, only quiet, focused professionalism. Kane walked among her officers, her calm presence radiating assurance. "Every move we make is a statement," she said softly. "We show them strength, intelligence, and the ability to control our power. Let them know humanity is not reckless but not weak either." Juno nodded, eyes fixed on the displays. "They are watching, Captain. Their entire fleet is observing. I can feel the tension even through the sensors." Then, unexpectedly, a second, smaller alien drone approached from the flank, moving faster and closer than the Scout. Its intent was unclear, but it entered Aegis's defensive perimeter aggressively. "Captain," Juno said, tension rising, "we have a potential breach." Do nothing yet," Kane interrupted firmly. "Observe first. Only act if threatened. Remember, restraint is our weapon as much as firepower." The second drone came within striking distance. For a moment, the bridge was silent. The crew waited, their hands hovering near controls. Aegis's AI calculated every possible scenario, every potential outcome. Its recommendations were aggressive. Disable the drone immediately. But Kane overrode them. The ship responded with a precise energy pulse, a controlled strike that disabled the drone's propulsion without causing damage. The drone drifted harmlessly, its systems temporarily neutralized. On the alien fleet's screens, the display caused murmurs of shock. Arinthian officers exchanged glances. They had expected humans to panic, to fire recklessly, or to fail under pressure. Instead, they saw calm, controlled action, strength used with intelligence. "The humans," one officer whispered, "they are more dangerous than we thought. They can think, calculate, and exercise restraint. That makes them unpredictable. That makes them formidable." On Earth, in the council chambers, Ambassador Kieran Hale observed the live feed. He turned to the assembled council members. "They are watching themselves, and so are we," he said. "This is not just a test of strength, it is a test of character. Humanity is proving it can defend itself without aggression. We are not merely surviving. We are demonstrating that we belong in the galaxy." The council members murmured in agreement, some leaning back in awe. Dr. Amina Varek, standing quietly at the edge, nodded with satisfaction. "This is exactly what we needed. The aliens now know we are strong, disciplined, and intelligent. The galaxy cannot ignore Earth anymore." Back on the Bridge of Ages, Kane allowed a small sigh of relief. The immediate danger had passed, and humanity had passed the first real test of interstellar engagement. "Captain," Juno said, "their fleet is holding formation, but seems hesitant. They are sending constant data streams, almost as if they're reassessing their strategy. They respect us, or fear us." Kane's gaze remained steady on the stars. "Good. Let them understand that humans are capable of reason and restraint. That is more powerful than any weapon." The Alien Council continued their heated discussions. Some members argued that Earth could be left alone as a minor civilization for now. Others warned that allowing humans to grow unchecked could become a strategic mistake. Fear and caution battled across the council chambers. "They are disciplined," one elder Arinthian admitted. "We must treat them with caution. Attack now, and we risk galvanizing an intelligent species we cannot control. Observe, yes, but do not underestimate." Back on Aegis, the crew quietly carried out standard procedures. Drones returned to their bays. Shields remained active, ready for anything. But the tension had shifted. There was a quiet pride among the humans. They had faced the first true challenge and had shown that they were not just strong, but disciplined and intelligent. The alien scout, having completed its analysis, finally retreated to the main fleet. Data streams flowed back to the Council, and for the first time a measure of respect entered their calculations. Humanity was not merely another primitive species. They were a force to be reckoned with, capable of strategy, control, and unexpected brilliance. Captain Kane spoke to her crew over the intercom. "This is only the beginning. The galaxy will test us, challenge us, and maybe even fear us. But remember this. We act with purpose, we act with intelligence, and we act with discipline. That is what makes humanity formidable. Never forget it." The Aegis continued its patrol, a silent guardian of Earth. Beyond, the alien fleet hovered cautiously, reassessing their assumptions about this small blue planet. The Orinthian Council, once confident in their superiority, now quaked in uncertainty. The humans had proven themselves capable of defending their home, not just with firepower but with calculated, intelligent restraint. For the first time, the Council realized a profound truth. Humanity was not just strong, they were unpredictable. And that unpredictability, tempered with intelligence and discipline, made them one of the most formidable civilizations the galaxy had encountered in centuries. On Earth, the world watched from orbiting satellites and deep space observation posts. Citizens of the planet could not see the events unfolding at such distances, but their leaders and scientists did. Humanity had made its first mark in the stars, not through war, but through a demonstration of calculated strength. The test of strength had ended. Humanity had passed. The aliens had witnessed the balance of power and restraint, and somewhere in the vastness of space, the words whispered across Orinthian Council chambers echoed ominously. Do not underestimate them. Captain Kane leaned back in her chair, her eyes reflecting the distant stars. The first encounter is over, she said softly. We have shown them who we are. But the next step, the true step, is to show that humans are also capable of diplomacy, reason, and cooperation. That will be the real test of our place in the galaxy. The void of space seemed calmer now, but tension lingered in every sensor, every readout, every distant pulse of energy. The Aegis had proven itself capable of defending Earth. The aliens had witnessed its strength and intelligence firsthand, yet no matter how strong, power alone could not secure humanity's place in the galaxy. Now diplomacy had to begin. Captain Lyra Kane stood on the bridge of the Titan-class warship looking out at the alien fleet. The scout had returned to the main formation, and the larger ships now hovered cautiously at a distance. Their energy reading suggested curiosity but also hesitation. Somewhere beyond the monitors, the Orinthian Council debated furiously over humanity's next move. "Captain," Ensign Juno said, breaking the silence, "we have a stable connection with their communication array. They seem receptive but cautious. We can attempt direct dialogue or they might withdraw." Kane nodded, her mind steady. "Prepare a diplomatic signal," she said. "We will speak from a position of strength but with peace as our purpose. Humanity is ready for this. Let them know we come in reason, not just power." The Aegis's communication systems activated. Lights pulsed across its hull as the ship broadcasted a message encoded in patterns designed for alien understanding. It was a combination of mathematics, energy pulses, and symbolic language. Every line conveyed calm authority, intelligence, and non-aggression. "This is Captain Lyra Kane." The transmission began. "We represent the people of Earth. You have observed our vessel. You have witnessed our discipline and our capabilities. We do not seek conflict. We do not seek dominance, but we will protect our home and our people. We extend greetings and we wish to understand your presence and intentions." The alien fleet paused, processing the communication. The Orinthians exchanged anxious gestures. The Council's projections suggested multiple scenarios, some favorable, others potentially disastrous. "They speak from strength," one Council officer whispered, its form flickering nervously. "They could destroy us if provoked." "Yet they do not." "They offer dialogue." Another officer's voice was sharper. "That makes them unpredictable. And unpredictability from an intelligent, powerful species is dangerous. We must observe carefully." Inside Aegis, the bridge crew held their positions. Sensors monitored every response. Soon a reply came from the alien fleet. A carefully coded message, translated by the ship's AI. "We are the Arinthian Observation Fleet," it began. "Your strength is significant. Your discipline noted, our council observes. We do not yet know your intent." Kane studied the transmission, her mind calm. "We will show them intent through action, not just words. Initiate the demonstration protocol." From hidden bays within the Aegis, drones deployed in intricate patterns, creating a display of precision that no alien sensors could ignore. The drones moved in perfect formation, weaving around the alien scout ships, never touching, never firing, yet demonstrating complete control over space and movement. On board the alien fleet, the Council gasped at the sight. Their sensors analyzed every movement. No species known to them had shown this level of discipline combined with such power. The humans were not reckless. They were precise. They were intelligent. "The humans are remarkable," an Arinthian elder admitted. "They wield strength with purpose. They are not just survivors, they are strategists. We must reconsider our approach." Back on Earth, the Council watched the encounter unfold with a mixture of awe and pride. Humanity had entered the galactic stage not with war, but with a demonstration of strength tempered by restraint. Dr. Amina Varric leaned forward, her voice filled with cautious optimism. "They are learning who we are," she said. "We are showing them that humanity is capable of reasoning, of self-control, and of strategic thinking. That is far more powerful than any weapon." Kane then initiated a second transmission, this one more personal. It included images of Earth's diverse landscapes, cities, oceans, and people, symbols of life and civilization. The message was clear. Humans had advanced intelligent society. They had culture, knowledge, and the ability to reason. The Arinthians received it, their sensors capturing every detail. Their analysis revealed not just a species capable of war, but one capable of creativity, cooperation, and innovation. The Council began to whisper among themselves, debating the implications. "They have technology?" "Yes," one elder said, "but more importantly, they have judgment, discipline, intelligence. We misjudge them as primitives. That was foolish." "They are not reckless," another replied. "That makes them formidable. We must approach carefully, or we risk awakening a power we cannot control." Kane watched the alien fleet on the holoscreens. "Their hesitation is a good sign," she said quietly. "They are reassessing their assumptions. Now we must maintain calm, respect, and authority. Diplomacy from strength is what will earn trust." The Alien Council had convened an emergency session. Multiple factions argued. Some believed Earth should be approached with hostility, reasoning that any powerful unknown species could become a threat. Others advocated for observation and cautious engagement, noting the intelligence and restraint humans had demonstrated. Finally, a compromise emerged. A small delegation would approach Earth, not as conquerors but as observers and negotiators. The decision was tense but necessary. In space, the alien delegation separated from the main fleet, their vessels moving toward Aegis with care. Kane instructed her crew to monitor every movement, maintaining shields and weapon readiness. Though the atmosphere aboard the ship was no longer tense, there was cautious hope. When the delegation arrived, a silent communication pulse transmitted from their flagship. The message, interpreted by Aegis's AI, conveyed both curiosity and tentative respect. Kane activated the ship's external display systems. Holographic projections of Earth, humanity's history, achievements, and ideals were projected into space not as threats, but as an invitation for understanding. The alien delegation paused, their sensors recording every image. Their council watched closely, realizing that the human strength was paired with wisdom, a combination rarely seen in any civilization they had encountered. This is unprecedented," one Arinthian officer said, almost in disbelief. "They wield power yet offer peace. They are disciplined, intelligent, and unpredictable. We underestimated them, that is, dangerous." On Earth, Ambassador Kieran Hale prepared for the next step, a formal diplomatic exchange. Humanity had demonstrated its strength and restraint. Now it was time to communicate clearly, firmly, and wisely. "The humans are showing their intent through action," Dr. Varric noted. "They are proving that strength without aggression, intelligence with discipline. This is how they earn respect in the galaxy. We are no longer passive observers. We are participants," Kane spoke to her crew. "Remember this, every move we make communicates who we are. The galaxy is watching. Strength is only part of the message. Wisdom, restraint, and diplomacy are what will ensure humanity's survival and respect. The alien delegation sent a final signal before withdrawing slightly. It was a gesture of acknowledgement. Humanity had proven that it was neither weak nor reckless. It had demonstrated the ability to wield power responsibly. Inside the Arinthian Council chambers, discussions continued. The humans had exceeded all expectations. A new reality had emerged. Earth was no longer a minor civilization to be dismissed. They were strong, intelligent, and capable of diplomacy from a position of undeniable power. They are not just strong, one elder admitted. They are clever, disciplined, unpredictable. That makes them formidable. Another added, we cannot dominate them without great risk. Perhaps we should consider them allies, or at least neutral observers. For now, patience is our only choice. Back on the Aegis, Kane allowed herself a moment of reflection. The first major test was over, but the true challenge had only begun. Humanity had shown power, intelligence, and restraint. Now it was time to show that humans could engage, negotiate, and form relationships beyond their own world. Prepare for first contact protocols, Kane instructed. We will meet them not as warriors, but as representatives of a civilization ready to join the galactic stage. Our actions have earned attention. Now our words must earn understanding. The alien fleet, cautious but curious, began to respond. Humanity had passed the test of strength, and now the test of diplomacy would begin. Both sides were learning, observing, and recalculating. For the first time, Earth had stepped into the galactic arena, not through conquest or fear, but through a careful balance of power, intelligence, and diplomacy. The stage was set for negotiations, alliances, and perhaps the first true friendships between humanity and an interstellar civilization. The Titan-class warship Aegis floated silently, a symbol of Earth's strength, discipline, and intelligence. It had spoken without firing a weapon. It had demonstrated restraint, strategy, and wisdom. And in the depths of space, a galaxy-wide council began to reconsider everything it thought it knew about humanity. The first true diplomatic dance had begun, backed by undeniable strength, and humanity had taken the lead. The galaxy would never look at Earth the same way again. The void of space stretched infinitely, but the tension that had gripped humanity's heart for days now shifted into cautious optimism. The Titan-class warship Aegis floated steadily near the alien delegation, its massive hull a silent reminder of Earth's strength. Humanity had survived the first encounter, demonstrated discipline, and shown restraint. Now it was time to cement its place in the galaxy. Captain Lyra Kane stood on the bridge, her eyes scanning the alien fleet. The sensors indicated stable readings. The alien vessels hovered, no longer aggressive but clearly alert. Captain, Ensign Juno said, the alien delegation has transmitted a formal request for dialogue. They are requesting a representative from Earth to meet them in neutral space. They want to understand our civilization. Formally, Kane nodded. Prepare the protocols. This is a diplomatic meeting, not a battlefield. We will proceed with strength and wisdom. Back on Earth, the council watched anxiously. Ambassador Kieran Hale addressed the assembly. The aliens are offering dialogue. They have witnessed our strength, our intelligence, and our discipline. This is unprecedented. Humanity now has the opportunity to shape its future in the galaxy through diplomacy and reason, Dr. Amina Varek added. They respect our power, yes, but they also recognize our wisdom. The combination of both is rare, and it gives us an advantage in negotiations. Remember, restraint is as important as strength. Kane transmitted her acceptance to the alien delegation. A meeting point was chosen in a neutral orbit, far from Earth but close enough to allow the Titan-class warship to monitor the situation. When the humans arrived at the rendezvous, the alien ships were waiting. Their formation was precise, defensive, but respectful. From their flagship, a beam of light extended. A projection in 3 dimensions, an alien holographic form, an ambassador of sorts, shimmering with shifting patterns of color and light. I am Counselor Thalen, the figure said, the AI translating their communication into human language. The Arinthian Council has observed your actions. We have studied your discipline, your strength, and your ability to exercise judgment. These qualities are remarkable for a civilization we had underestimated. Captain Kane responded with calm authority. I am Captain Lyra Kane, representing the people of Earth. We seek peaceful relations and understanding. Our actions have demonstrated that humanity is capable of defending itself, but also of diplomacy and cooperation. We wish to build trust and mutual respect. Counselor Thalen's form shimmered. Trust must be earned, and you have taken the first steps. The Council admits its initial assumptions were wrong. Earth is no longer a primitive, isolated planet. You have shown intelligence, strategic thinking, and moral discipline. These qualities are rare and noteworthy. In the neutral space between human and alien vessels, a silent acknowledgement passed. The humans had earned respect not through fear or aggression, but through a demonstration of capability balanced with restraint. On Earth, the Council erupted in cautious celebration. Humanity had not only survived first contact, it had impressed a galaxy-wide civilization. Ambassador Hale turned to the assembly. We have done more than defend our planet. We have earned a place in the galactic community. The next steps are ours to shape with wisdom and strategy. Counselor Thalen continued. The Arinthian Council hereby recognizes Earth as a civilization worthy of observation and dialogue. You are granted observer status in Council deliberations. Hostile action against your people will be considered an act against the Council itself. Your Titan-class warship has shown that Earth is capable of defending itself. The galaxy must now respect your presence. The words echoed through the minds of humans watching the transmission. Respect had been earned. Fear that had once gripped the Arinthian Council had transformed into cautious admiration. Humanity's place in the stars was no longer hypothetical. It was real. Captain Kane allowed herself a small smile, though her eyes remained vigilant. We have taken the first step. The galaxy will watch us, but now it knows we are capable, disciplined, and wise. We must continue to act with intelligence in every decision we make. Ensign Juno looked at the projections of Earth from the bridge. Captain, they respect us. Truly respect us. We've changed how they view our species in a single encounter. Kane nodded. Yes, but respect is earned over time. This is only the beginning. We must continue to show strength, intelligence, and integrity in all that we do. That is how humanity will thrive among the stars. Back in the Arinthian Council, debates continued, but a new sentiment had taken hold. Humans were no longer potential subjects to monitor. They were equals to consider, potential allies or formidable opponents. The Council quaked in caution now, not from fear of immediate destruction, but from the knowledge that humanity had intelligence, strategy, and moral discipline. We underestimated them, one elder admitted. They are strong, yes, but more importantly, they are clever. They think, they plan, they act with wisdom. This is dangerous and admirable. They may be young in galactic terms, another replied, but their potential is enormous. Perhaps we should consider alliances or at least formal communication. Underestimating them further could be catastrophic. Meanwhile, Earth scientists studied the alien technology they had observed. Every scan, every reading from the encounter provided insights into energy systems, communications, and materials far beyond human reach. Humanity had not only defended itself, but had also gained knowledge that could accelerate their advancement in space exploration and technology. Dr. Varric addressed the Council. We have learned from their presence without conflict. The knowledge we can gain is invaluable, but it must be approached carefully. The same intelligence that made us respected could, if misused, create dangers. Discipline must guide every step. Captain Kane convened her officers on the bridge of Aegis. This mission has shown that humans can face the unknown with courage, strength, and wisdom. But our work is far from over. The galaxy is vast, full of civilizations we have never imagined. Today we have earned respect. Tomorrow we must continue to earn trust, knowledge, and alliances. That is how humanity will survive and thrive. The alien delegation transmitted a final message before returning to their main fleet. Earth has proven itself capable of thought, strategy, and restraint. The Council recognizes your achievements and grants your people the right to observe and engage in dialogue. Humanity is respected. On Earth, the news was met with quiet jubilation. Citizens did not yet understand the full significance, but leaders and scientists did. Humanity had survived first contact with a powerful alien civilization and had not only avoided war, but had established credibility and earned respect. In orbit, the Aegis prepared to return to Earth. Its mission was complete, yet its role as sentinel would continue. The Titan-class warship had become a symbol, not of aggression, but of what humanity could achieve when intelligence, discipline, and moral responsibility were combined. Captain Kane looked at the stars, her mind reflecting on the journey so far. We have proven our strength. We have shown restraint. We have earned respect. The galaxy is watching now, and humanity will not disappoint. Our place among the stars is no longer a question. It is reality. Ensign Juno, standing nearby, allowed a small grin. Captain, do you realize what we've done? The Council feared us. The galaxy feared us. And now they respect us. That's incredible. Kane smiled faintly. It is not just strength, Juno. It is intelligence, discipline, and wisdom. That is what earns respect. Remember that lesson. It is the lesson that will guide humanity as we explore the stars. The alien council, from its distant chambers, continued to discuss Earth with caution and newfound respect. Humanity was no longer an unknown, weak species. They were a player on the galactic stage capable of diplomacy, strategy, and moral judgment. The Titan-class warship Aegis had been the instrument of that revelation, a symbol of humanity's potential and determination. The first encounter had ended, but its effects would resonate across the galaxy for years to come. Humanity had shown that it was strong, clever, and disciplined. They had demonstrated that intelligence could match power, and that restraint could be as formidable as weapons. Captain Kane prepared the Aegis for re-entry to Earth orbit. The crew, seasoned now by experience and observation, moved with quiet pride. Humanity had survived the first true test of its place in the galaxy, and the lessons learned would guide generations. As the Earth grew larger on the viewport, Kane allowed herself a moment of reflection. The galaxy now knows who we are, but this is only the beginning. We have proven ourselves today. Tomorrow, we continue to prove that humanity deserves its place among the stars. Below, Earth's people continued their lives, unaware of the details but sensing the significance. Humanity had faced the unknown, met it with courage, and emerged stronger, wiser, and respected. The Titan-class warship Aegis returned to its orbit, a silent guardian, ready for the challenges ahead. Humanity's first contact with an alien civilization had been successful. The Council had quaked, the aliens had paused in awe, and Earth had earned a place among the stars. And somewhere in the vast, dark reaches of space, a new understanding emerged. Humanity was not to be underestimated. Its strength, intelligence, and moral discipline had left a lasting impression. The galaxy,